the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tom and Gummy, and today we are back for another statue tutorial. Today, continuing with the theme of FNAF, just a slightly different series. Today we are doing FNAF, the Twisted Ones. So of course based on the book series, which came out I believe last year, so I'm a bit late to this. But there is a bunch more characters, including the Twisted characters, hence what we're doing today. And of course, RedXPhones and _Deadpool_ both jumped on it, made a ton of designs. You guys have been asking for it, so here it is. So today we're doing Twisted Foxy, again, one of the main characters, and the blocks you're going to need to build this are the following. You'll need stone, black concrete, brown terracotta, cyan terracotta, grey concrete, red concrete, terracotta, polished andesite, magenta terracotta, orange concrete, pink wool, iron bars, stone brick stairs, quartz stairs, stone buttons, and also wooden buttons. So if you want to grab them blocks into your inventory, that'll be great, and then we can get straight into building. Now, the thing about this is the legs aren't similar to what they normally are. So the legs on this one are very similar to, I believe it was Nightmare Foxy I did a while ago. It may not be, but it's kind of similar to one of the Foxy statues we did a long time ago, where the legs are kind of separate and they're mechanical. So a bit more technical, a bit more difficult, but looks a lot better. So what we're going to start off by doing is we're going to find a nice empty space, and we're going to place a 3x3 square of stone. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we fill it in, and we've got our 3x3 square of stone. What we're then going to do is leave a 2 block gap, so towards the right, and we're going to place another 3x3 square, again out of stone, and this is going to be our left foot, and this is going to be our right foot. Now to make it look a bit more like a foot, what we're going to do is, in front of the left one, on the first one and the third one, we're going to place a stone brick stair, same on the right side, and then what we're going to do is come around to the rear side, and behind the middle one, which is the second block, we're also going to place a stone brick stair. So it gives you something which ends up looking like this. Now one thing I do want to point out is after every layer, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to pause. I'm also pointing out that the left side is the exact same as the right side. So whatever I do on the left, make sure you do on the right. So, in terms of the second layer, what we're going to do is come to the bottom left corner of the stone, come up to the second block, this one here, and place a row of 3 black concrete. Now in front of the second block, this one here, we're going to go up 1 and down 1, and it gives you a cross shape like this. We're going to repeat this again, as I said before, on the right side, and that's going to be layer number 2. Now for layer number 3, we're going to grab ourselves our stone and do the exact same pattern, but instead of black concrete, we're going to be using stone. So again, very simple, and that's layer number 3. For layer number 4, we're going to be placing a 3x3 square. This time instead of stone, we're going to be using black concrete, so not too fiddly. Just again a 3x3 square on each side, and that's going to be out of black concrete, and that will be layer number 4. For layer number 5, we're going to go back to the crisscross pattern. So we're going to place a plus shape of stone, and again, exact same on the right side, that's a plus shape of stone. So that's on the second block, we place a row of 3, middle block we go up 1 and down 1. So again, backing up so you can see, this is what it should look like so far. So for the next layer, which is the 6th layer, we're going to go back to the previous pattern, which is a 3x3 square, again using black concrete. Once again, exact same on the left side as it is indeed on the right. So that is the 6th layer. For the 7th layer, we're going to grab ourselves our cyan terracotta. We come to the second block in, and we're going to place a row of 3 cyan, exact same on this side. And that's essentially these kind of mechanical legs complete. So once you're at this point, you're now ready to move on to the actual main legs, and we're kind of back in this point to normal territory with the dimensions. So what we're going to do, again sticking on the 7th layer, is we're going to come to the left side. We're then going to come to the second block, and using brown terracotta, we're going to place 1 brown terracotta. We do the exact same on the right side, so right in the middle, 1 brown terracotta. Now on top of each one, we're going to go up 1. So we're now onto the 8th layer. We're also going to go to the left one on the left and to the right one on the right, and then join them together in the middle by placing 1, 2, 3, 4. So essentially, the 8th layer is a solid layer of 8 brown terracotta. So again, that's 8 brown terracotta, and that's layer number 8. Now, what we're also going to do is come back to layer number 7, right next to this block here. So this is the second block. We're going to leave 1 and come to this block, which is essentially the 4th block from the left. We're going to go down 2. So it gives you an effect that looks like this, kind of just a drooping, hanging down part of material. Anyways, once that's done, we're going to continue. So moving on to layer number 9, we're going to essentially place 2 layers now of 8 brown terracotta. So this will be the third layer in a row of 8 brown terracotta, and that is layer number 10. For layer number 11, second to last layer, we're going to place 3 brown terracotta, 2 black concrete, 3 brown terracotta, and for the 12th and final layer, we're going to place 2 brown, 1 black concrete, don't know why I went into third person, 2 brown terracotta, 1 black concrete, and 2 brown terracotta. So once you've done that, that is now a 12 by 8, so it's 12 tall and 8 blocks wide. Of course, there's a bit of technicality in the sense that it's technically 3 blocks wide also, but we'll get to that later in a second. So right now, we have this area at the top, out of brown terracotta. What we're going to do is kind of mash it up a bit, make it a bit more kind of animatronic-like. So the way we're going to do this is by coming to the bottom left corner, which is the 8th layer. We're going to go up 1 and to the right 1. And this block right here, we're going to punch out and then punch upwards, up diagonal to right, and then up diagonal to left. So you just punched out 4 blocks in total. What we're then going to do is come to the second row again, so the 8th layer again, and come to the 6th block. So this one right here, punch it out, go up 1, and if you do it correctly, it should end up diagonal from this black concrete right there. So in total, you should now have 6 blocks which are punched out or missing. What we're then going to do is indent black concrete. So in indenting, if you're new to the channel, is when you go around to the rear side, and you essentially set the block 1 back into the statue. So it's very simple, bit fiddly, but makes it look really, really detailed. So once you've done that, that is now the front side of the legs complete. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. And what we're now going to do is indeed the side of the legs. Of course, normally we go up to the body. We're going to get the side of the legs out the way first. So we're going to head round to the left side first, come to the 8th layer again, which is the layer where the brown concrete or brown terracotta starts. And from this brown terracotta here, we're going to go 1 block to the left, and then we're going to go down diagonal to the left twice. So it ends up looking something like this. Now from here, this block, we're going to leave a 2 block gap, so you can place 2 blocks of your choice, and then we're going to build up to the top, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you hit the top, go 2 blocks to the right to join it up, punch out your 2 blocks, and you have something which looks like this. Now these 3 blocks here, so 2 we ignored, and the one to the right of it are going to be empty. The rest go ahead and fill in with brown terracotta, gives you something that looks like that. Behind here, we're going to indent 1 black, and then on the rear side, we're also going to indent something there. So first off, just start off by indenting 1 black concrete, and then for this section, just go ahead and leave it. So again, that is the left side of the leg. That is a 12 by 4. And of course, once you get to the bottom, it's a bit more kind of off dimension, but again, follows a similar pattern. So that is, again, the left side. Now the right side is very similar, so we come around to the right side, we come to the 8th layer of the build, which is this brown concrete here, or brown terracotta. I need to stop calling it concrete. And we're going to expand 3 blocks to the right. What we're then going to do is, per layer, we're just going to build 3, and we do that all the way up until the top, and it ends up coming out looking like this. This side's a bit more simplistic than the other side, so we have essentially the 7 layers of the feet, or slash leg, and then 5 layers of brown terracotta. Now, of course, the legs are 4 wide, so the top part is 4 wide. The bottom part is only 3 wide, but again, we'll get to that later in a bit, explaining why that is the case. So once again, that is the right side, that's 12 by 4, and now we're going to head round to the rear side. So heading round to the rear side, you currently have something which looks like this. Again, a bit messy, a bit all over the place, but we'll fix it up. So we come to the left side on the 8th layer, and we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to the right side. Of course, we leave this 1 block here empty. On top of this, we're going to do layer upon layer, so we're just filling left side to right side with brown terracotta. And once we get up to the top, which is the 12th layer, we're then going to go ahead and punch out a bunch of blocks and start adding a bunch of details. So before we do that, what we're going to do is go to the 7th layer of the build, so aka the layer below the brown terracotta. Starting from the left side on the 3rd block in, we're going to go down 1 using brown terracotta. We're then going to leave a 3 block gap and place another one on the end right there, and it should connect diagonally to this block we placed on the previous side. If you come round to the left side now, you'll see that the 2 brown terracotta is filling in the gap, and that is perfect. So again, rear side currently looks like this. What we're going to do in terms of the indentations, there is 7 in total. So we're going to come to the 2nd layer of this brown terracotta, and to the 4th block, punch out 1, go up diagonal to the left, up 1, and up diagonal to the left. What we're then going to do is come to the 12th layer, so the top layer, come to the 6th block from left. We're going to punch it out, go down diagonal to left, and then what we're going to do is go down 1, to the right twice, so once, twice, and on the 3rd block, which should be the second to last block, we're going to punch that one out as well. What we're then going to do is go and indent black concrete behind every single one. This is a bit more simple because you can just kind of extend it forwards from the previous side that we've done. And once you've done that, as you can see, it should look something roughly like this. So that's the rear side of the legs. Now, in terms of this middle part here, because if you don't fill this in, you're going to notice that you can kind of look up the shorts of Twisted Foxy. So go ahead and in this center part, just go ahead and fill a layer of brown terracotta on the 8th layer of the build. And of course there will be one black concrete right there, but it's fine because of course you're not going to see most of this. So as long as it's just filled in, so there's not a massive gap underneath the statue, that is perfect. So once again, this is what the rear side of the legs look like. If you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. That is once again a 12 by 8. So once we've done that, we're now ready to move on. Before, let's just fill this top area in also using brown. There we go. So you'll have something like that. It doesn't really matter, it's going to be covered up, but it's just nice to have it filled in. So we're going to go back now kind of more to the traditional style. But before we do that, we're going to grab ourselves our grey concrete, because this statue, similar to, again, some of the older ones we did back in the day, has an endoskeleton inside to match with the legs. So what we're going to do is come to the front side with the 2 stairs, come to the front left corner, and go 1 block in and 1 block to the right. Now once you're here on top of what should be a black concrete, we're going to place 1 grey concrete, and we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks to the right. Now again, everything we do here, we're going to do the row behind as well. So we repeat it, it's 2 blocks thick. So you now have a 6 by 2 rectangle, and that's going to be our first layer of the 13th layer. Or the first layer or the 13th layer, I guess you could say. First layer of the body, 13th layer of the statue. Now on top of this, we're going to build 1 up on the left and 1 up on the right, and in between we're going to place 4 cyan terracotta. On top of the 4 cyan terracotta, we're going to place 4 grey concrete. On top of the 4 grey concrete, we leave 1, place 2 grey concrete, and leave 1, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. Now, on top of the 2 grey concrete, we're going to place 2 stone. On top of that, we're going to place 2 grey concrete. Then we're going to place 2 stone, 2 grey concrete, 2 stone, and then 2 grey concrete 3 times over. So 1, 2, and 3. Once you've done that, it looks like this, and that is 12 blocks tall. Now again, if you want to pause, because I do appreciate it, went through that kind of quick, you can, you're more than welcome. What we're then going to do is, we're going to come to the grey concrete in between the stone, and we're going to build 2 blocks to the left, and 2 blocks to the right. And you do this 3 times, so it's the 2 layers in between the stone, and then the layer above the stone, and it will give you a shape like this. Now again, you want this to be 2 blocks thick, so we're going to go around to the rear side and match up everything we've just done with this rear side here, and that will give you the endoskeleton, and again, it's going to be 2 blocks thick, so not too difficult. And once we've done that, we can go ahead and start adding the outer layer, which is kind of the traditional body, so that we have the body. It's as simple as that, basically. So right now, again, 12 by 8, or 12 by 6, I guess you could say, because it only is 6 wide, and that is the endoskeleton. So, as I mentioned, what we can now do is start building the actual body. So, we're going to come to the top side, on the front, so make sure you're at the front, grab yourselves your terracotta, and what we're going to do is in front of these 2 grey concretes, we're going to place 2 terracotta. What we're then going to do is build 1 block to the left, then place a random block because you're going to delete it, and then place 1 red concrete. Remove the random block, and what you can then do is build all the way down. Once it hits the brown terracotta, perfect, that's the left side done. On the right side, you can do the exact same, so just build up 12 or build down 12 on the far right corner using red concrete. In terms of this middle part here, we're going to build 1 block to the right, and then place 1 red concrete, so it links up like so. On the right side, there's no gap. On the left side, there is. Now, in terms of this terracotta, this is layer number 1. We're going to build down from here. So underneath this, starting on the left side, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 terracotta, leave 1, and place 1. So that is the second layer. The third layer, starting again on the left, we go 1 block here. We're then going to go 1 to the left, 1 to the right, leave a 2 block gap, and place 1. So that is our third layer. Our fourth layer, starting from the second block in, we're going to place 3 terracotta, leave a 1 block gap, and then place 2 terracotta. So that is our fourth layer. Our fifth layer, we're going to leave 1, place 3, leave 1, place 1. And that is, again, our fifth layer. For our sixth layer, again, starting on the left side, we leave 1. We're then going to place 5 terracotta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that brings us all the way up to the right side edge. For the next layer, we're going to start off by placing 2, leave a 1 block gap, and then place 3. And then for the final segments, because they're not really layers, on the left side, underneath this block on the far left corner, we're going to go down twice. And on the right side, underneath the middle block, we're going to go down 1, and then down diagonal to the right. And it ends up looking something like this. Now all the remaining area is going to be exposed on the final statue. In terms of the red concrete, what we're also going to do is go back to the bottom left corner and punch out the first 2 layers, so there's a 2 block gap, and the exact same on the right side. So there's a 2 block gap between the bottom left and bottom right corner, and it should currently look something like this. Now, again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Technically, that's a 10 by 8, because the first 2 layers are indeed empty. And that is the front side of the body. Now, what we're going to do next is work on the arms. So, we go up to the top left corner, because of course the bottom left is kind of empty right now. And we're going to extend 4 blocks to the left. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is layer number 1. Underneath this, we're going to go down 2 layers. So that's going to be 3 layers of red concrete. Underneath that, for the 4th layer, we're going to do 4 black concrete. We're then going to do 4 layers of red concrete. A layer of black concrete. And then 1 more layer of red concrete. And if you've done it correctly, that should be a 10 by 4 rectangle, and should come in line with the body, or with the red in the body. Now in terms of the right side, it is, again, very similar. Apart from this time, it's going to be a 12 by 4. So we can now work from the bottom side. So come to the brown terracotta, go up diagonal to the right. And on the first layer of the body, which is the 13th layer of the build, place 1 polished andesite. Next to this, to the right, place 1 red concrete, 1 polished andesite, and 1 red concrete. And again, this is our first layer. The right arm is 12 by 4. Again, the left arm is 10 by 4. For the second and third layer, we're going to place 4 red concrete. So again, that's 2 layers of red concrete. For the 4th layer, we place a layer of black concrete. For the next 4 layers, it's red concrete. And again, I'll just slow down a bit because my placing isn't ideal right now. So again, that's 4 layers of red concrete. We're then going to do a layer of black concrete. And then 3 layers of red. And if you do it correctly, that will bring you all the way up to the top, as you can see there. And that's going to give you a 12 by 4. So if I back up, it should now look something like this. Again, left side 10 by 4, right side 12 by 4. And what we're now going to do is start punching out some details and making it a bit more realistic. So starting on the left arm, we're going to work our way from the bottom. So we've got our first layer here, which is on the 3rd layer of the body. We're going to come up to the second section, left side, come to the second block, then go up diagonal to the right one. Going back to this block, we're also going to go up 1 and to the left one. So a simple shape like this. Come up to the 3rd layer, we're going to go diagonal from this block here, so underneath the black concrete. And then above said black concrete, we're also going to punch 1 block out. The final block, we come to the top left corner, come to the second block, and behind each of these, we're going to indent black concrete. So go around to the rear side, indent the black concrete, and then that is the left arm complete. So again, just a bit fiddly, but nothing too difficult. So, coming back around to the front side, you can see it should now look something like this. And again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. So in terms of the right arm, of course, head over to right arm now, and come to the second layer on the left side, second block, and third layer on the third block, and that's the first section, as you can see. And what we're going to do for this one, slightly different, so rather than using black concrete, we're going to go around to the rear side and indeed use polished andesite. So that's the first section on the right side. Moving up to the second section, we come to the second block, we're going to punch that out, go up one and to the right one. We're then going to go up diagonal to right and then up diagonal to the left. Behind each of these is going to be black concrete, apart from this one right here, which is going to be left empty. Reason being is when we come around to the side angle, we're going to be placing red concrete behind it, so it will just be an indentation. Above this block here, above the black concrete, we're also going to punch that one out, go up diagonal to left and to the left one, and again behind each one, go to the rear side and indent black concrete. So for these 3 blocks here, leave this one empty, for this one above and below the black concrete, and for the 2 blocks at the very top, again just indent black concrete, and for the ones at the bottom, which we've already done before, it's going to be polished andesite. Once you've done that, that is what the right arm looks like, and once again that is a 12 by 4, and what we're now going to do is start adding a few details to the rear of, the bottom of the hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our red concrete, we're going to come to the rear side of each hand, and starting off on this right side, we're going to extend 1, 2, 3 backwards using red concrete, and it gives us a 4x4 platform. As you can see, try not to do what I'm doing there, which is trashing the front side. It gives you a 4x4 platform underneath, and that's on the 13th layer. Now in terms of the left side, we're going to be on the 15th layer, so we're going to again extend 3 blocks backwards using red concrete. And same logic applies, we're going to have a 4x4 square of red concrete. This time it's just 2 blocks higher than the other side. Now there will be blocks at the side, which we're going to add later, just so there's not a massive empty gap here, but we'll worry about that of course later. For now, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our terracotta, and we're going to build the hook on the left side, and on the right side we'll go ahead and add some claws. So starting on the left side, we're going to come to the front left corner, come to the second and third block in, and place terracotta. Now behind that, on the second layer, place 4 terracotta, the third layer 4 terracotta, and the fourth layer, which is the same as the first one, we're going to leave 1, place 2 terracotta, and leave 1. So it gives you a shape that looks like this. What we're then going to do is underneath this, we're going to place a layer of 4x4, again using terracotta, so we're just building onto it. And that second layer, again, is a 4x4. Try not to do, again, what I'm doing here, which is really, really bad placement. So that's the second layer. And then underneath that, for the third layer, we're going to do the exact same shape we did for the first layer. So this kind of cross-shaped pattern with 1 block missing from each corner. Now, in terms of the actual hook itself, we're going to come to the front corner of here, so this one here, go diagonal to this block and place 1 terracotta, and to the right of it, place 1 stone. This 1 block of stone is going to be our first block of the hook. From here, we're going to go down diagonal to the left, down diagonal to left again, down 1, down diagonal to right 1, and then up diagonal to the right. And once you've done that, it'll end up looking something like this. That's going to be currently 1 block thick. What we're then going to do is come around to the rear side and double up all the stone. So everything that's stone, make it 2 blocks thick. And in terms of this 1 block here, you can either leave it empty or you can add another terracotta. What you can also do is replace this 1 terracotta, 1 stone here with a terracotta, just so the 2 terracottas link up diagonally. So from a rear side, it looks like this. And again, if you want to pause, feel free. What I'm going to do is a little 360, just so you can get the full view. And again, this is the front side, and then the left side. What we're also going to do is grab ourselves our wooden buttons, and this is a bit of a random thing, but again, it just adds detail. So come to the front side, and on the first 2 blocks, on the right side, just place 1, and again, this is a bit random, so you can get second and third block, same above, just place random wooden buttons. As you can see, what I'll do is just place them like that, and if you want to pause, do it in the same pattern, feel free. If not, again, just place them randomly. It doesn't really matter 100% where you place them, it's just placing random wooden buttons so that it has a bit more texture and looks a bit more accurate to the actual in-game character model. Again, coming around to the rear side, we're going to place 1 bottom left corner. Left side, leave a 1 block gap, 2, and then top side, we'll just place 1 there, add 1 on top. So again, just random buttons, but it adds a bit of texture, a bit of detail, and we do that on each and every side. Once you've done that, that is the left hand complete, and what you'll notice is, again, it's now considerably larger than the right arm. But what we're going to do to kind of countermeasure that is add claws to the right side. So in terms of the right side, we already have these two polished andesite here, one on the left and one on the third block. On the left side, we're going to go down one using another polished andesite. On the right one, we're going to go down two. Now underneath each one, we're going to place a stone brick stair upside down facing towards the front side, and then we come around to the rear side and place a normal facing stair coming off the rear of the stair we've just placed, and it ends up giving you a shape like this. So again, the claw on the left is one block shorter than the claw on the right. Same pattern apart from that, and we're going to continue this when we come around to the side, but we'll worry about that later on in the video. For now, what we're going to do is start extending the sides of the arms out and actually making the arms 3D. So we're going to start off by coming around to the left side, and of course you have currently something that looks like this. Now the arm itself, as I said before, is only 10 blocks tall, and then we've got the hook below. So for the first layer, we've already got 4 red concrete. On top of this, we're going to place 3 black concrete because we've already got the 4th block already here. On top of this, we're going to place 4 layers of 3 red concrete, a layer of black concrete, and then 3 more layers, and that will bring us all the way up to the top. Just like before, again, that's a 10 by 4. We're then going to go ahead and punch out some blocks. In this case, we're going to be placing 5 black concrete. So starting off, come to the second area of red concrete, come to the third block from left and punch that one out, go up one, leave it, up a second block, and you currently have the 2 blocks right there. Now, of course, because the front side is already indented, the 2 black concrete should already be there, so that's a job saved. What we're then going to do is come to the third section, come to the second and third block, and on top of the second one, also punch, and replace these 3 blocks again with black concrete. That's pretty much the left side complete. Once again, the actual arm itself is 10 blocks tall and 4 blocks wide, and again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Now in terms of the right side, this side is a 12 by 4. And just like before, we already have 1 block complete. This is this one here, so we're only going to be placing 3 per row. Starting off, however, we're going to come to the first layer, and we're instantly going to replace the second block and 4th block with polished andesite, and just like we did on the front side, we're going to add claws. So underneath the first one, which is the one on the right, we're going to place a stone brick stair facing away towards the inside of the statue, and on the outer one, on the right side, we're going to place a polished andesite and then 1 stone brick stair. So not quite the same as the front side, where they've got like the fully looped claws, but again, a claw nonetheless. What we're then going to do is build upwards, so again, continue with the actual arm itself. The first 3 layers is going to be red concrete, the 4th layer is going to be black concrete, then we've got 4 layers of red, a layer of black, and then 3 layers of red, and that will bring us once again all the way up to the top. And as you can see, this 1 block here is now kind of got a red behind it, so it matches with the theme. Now, in terms of the effects on this side, or at least the details, we're going to come to the bottom left corner and to the right one. Now, above this polished andesite, we're going to punch out 2. We're going to go to the right and then punch up 2 again. From here, we're going to go up diagonal to left and up 1. If you do it correctly, it should link up with the previous indentation we have already. Coming up to the final section, from the left, come to the third block, then go up diagonal, and with all those, at the top, we're going to indent black concrete, and then behind the lower ones, we're going to place polished andesite. So below here, as you can see, there should already be a polished andesite. We're going to place 1 below it, go to the right one, up 1, and above that for the final block we place 1 black concrete. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves our buttons, and in each polished andesite we're going to place a button. Again, it's just additional detail and just a little extra feature. So that is the right side of the arm. One final touch we're going to do is add a little 3D effect coming off the side of it. So we come to the 4th layer, to the second block. We're going to grab ourselves our grey concrete, and we build 1 forwards. We're then going to go down diagonal and down 1. So from a side angle, it looks like this. And from the front side, we're also going to add another effect. So we come to the 4th layer, which is the black concrete, to the second block, place 1. We're then going to go down to the left and forwards 1, punch out the 2 blocks behind, and it gives you a corner angle diagonal like so. So again, just small random little effects, but just add a bit more detail to the actual statue. So that is the right side of the arm. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And now what we're going to do is start working on the rear side, making some progress there. So coming around to the rear side, again currently should look like this. You've got the endoskeleton area in the middle, and then we have pretty much emptiness everywhere else. Coming up to the top center, we're going to place 2 red concrete. We're then going to go 1 to the left and 1 to the right. On the left side, we're going to leave 1 block, and then we're going to place a red concrete, so just place 2, punch the first one out. Same on the right side, so place 2, punch the first one out. And from this red concrete, we're going to build down 11, all the way until we hit the brown terracotta. Now, of course, this won't stay like this. We're going to punch out some blocks, but it's just to make sure that everything links up. So what we're going to do is, this time it's a bit more difficult. We're going to start off at the top left corner by punching out this first red terracotta, so we have, or red concrete. So we have a 2 block gap. We then have 4 red concrete, 1 block gap, and 1 red concrete. Underneath this, we're going to start off with this block here. We're going to place 1 red concrete to the right of it, leave a 1 block gap. Then we're going to place 3 red concrete and leave a 1 block gap. Of course, the final red concrete will keep, and that is the second layer. For the third layer, we're going to punch out the first red concrete. We're going to place 1 red concrete, leave a 2 block gap, place 3 red concrete plus the 4th one, which is already right there. So that's the third layer. For the 4th layer, just like the previous one, we're going to punch out the first block. We're going to place 2 red concrete, leave a 1 block gap, and then place 3 red concrete to take us to the edge. For the next layer, we're going to leave the first red concrete. We're then going to place 1, leave a 1 block gap, place 3, and leave a 1 block gap. So again, that is the 5th layer. Well, sorry, yeah, no, it is the 5th layer. I'm questioning myself now. The next layer we're going to start off by punching out the first block. We're then going to place 5 red terracotta, and then leave the block right there. For the next layer, we're going to place 3 red terracotta, so we have a row of 4. Then we leave 1, and then place 2. So again, backing up so you can see. For the next layer, we're going to start off by punching out the first. We're then going to leave the second, and we place 1 red concrete, leave a 3 block gap, and place 1 red concrete at the end. For the next layer, next to this red concrete here, we're going to place 1. We're then going to leave a 4 block gap and place 1 more. And then the remainder is empty, apart from the 2 bottom layers, which we're going to punch out the red concrete just like we did on the front side. So once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. And if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. I appreciate that it is rather complicated. My explanation probably isn't the best. But again, it's pretty much just pause the video and replicate what you see on screen. Now, in terms of the arms, we're going to start off with this arm first. This arm is a 12x4. Just like before, each layer is only 3 blocks because the 4th block is already here. So the first 3 layers is going to be red concrete. The 4th layer is black concrete. The next 4 layers is red concrete, a layer of black concrete, and then 3 layers of red concrete. Now, once we've done the other side of the arm, which I'll do now, this back side will make a bit more sense. So starting on this side, it's going to be a 10x4. Again, 3 blocks per layer. First layer is already done, that's red concrete. Second layer is going to be black concrete. The next area is going to be 4 red concrete, 1 layer of black concrete, and then 3 layers of red concrete. Once again, we'll bring you all the way up to the top. And once you've done that, as you can see, the rear side of the body is a bit more clear. Now, in terms of the actual detail on the rear side of the arms, because of course it's looking a bit bland right now, we're going to start off on this side. So we're going to come to the second layer, 3rd block, punch out, and we're going to indent a polished andesite behind it. We're then going to come to the next section, to the 3rd block, punch out 1, and the block next to it out, and again that's going to be a long kind of indentation there. We're then going to go up diagonal to left, and up diagonal to right, and that is the second section. In terms of the 3rd and final section, we're going to come to the third block on the first layer, go up diagonal to left, and also up diagonal to right. Now in terms of the actual indentations, the bottom one, as I showed you before, is polished andesite. This one here is just going to remain empty, and then the other ones are going to be black concrete. So this one here and this one here, 2 black concrete, and then for these 3 up here is again going to be black concrete. So that is the rear side of that arm. Now for this side, we're going to start off by coming to the second section, second layer, first block, punch it out, go up diagonal to left to side and up 1. Above the black concrete in the exact same position, we're going to punch out, go 1 up to the left corner. Behind each of these, indent using black concrete. And once you've done that, that is the rear side of that arm, also complete. Now, in terms of the actual insides of the arms, because we kind of have to build up on the inside, otherwise you can see into the inside of the arm, we're simply going to match it up with the front side. So in terms of this part here, the first 3 layers is going to be red, 4th layer is going to be black, and then on top of this, it becomes a bit of a pain. We're going to place 4 layers of red, a layer of black, and then 2 layers of red, and it should bring us up to the top, because there should be already indentations right there. So as you can see, again, you're just matching the inside to the exact same as the outside in terms of what it looks like without all the holes. Now, in terms of this area, feel free to indent a black concrete if you want to. If you want to just keep it as red, also feel free to do that. Just make sure that it's not empty, otherwise there's going to be a gap in there and you'll be able to see inside the arm. Now in terms of the other side, the slightly shorter side, same logic applies. The first few layers are going to be red. So 1 layer of red, 1 layer of black, 4 layers of red, a layer of black, and then 3 layers of red, and that'll bring you all the way up to the top, and will give you an inside of the arm, as you can see right there. So currently we're on the rear side. Let's go back to the front side, and you can now see it looks a bit more complete. Now in terms of the shoulders, just go ahead and fill them in with red concrete. Doesn't really matter, most of it's going to be covered up by the heads anyways. By the head, there's only one of them of course. So again, the shoulder area is 16 wide by 4 blocks thick. Again, you can add some detail if you want to, simply just by punching out diagonals, and you've already got the indentations there, that's up to you. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to keep it nice and plain and simple. But what we're also going to do, and this is one final little thing that I forgot to do earlier, is come around to the rear side of the longer arm, which is the right arm. What we're then going to do is in line with the previous 3D effects, so this is on the 4th layer. We're going to come to the black concrete, second block in, grab ourselves our cyan terracotta. We're then going to go down diagonal outwards, and then also down diagonal to the right side. So it gives you a shape that looks like this. Again, just another small little 3D effect, but adds a lot of detail to the rear side of the statue. So once you've done that, you're now ready to move on to the head. Before we do this, I'm also going to do a little spin around and just make sure that everyone's up to the same point in the video. If the Xbox won't freeze on me, that would be nice. And this point is just an opportunity to give you guys to catch up and make sure everything's going to plan. Again, I appreciate this one's more of a difficult statue to understand because it is a bit all over the place, so please do use this opportunity appropriately. So, starting off, we're going to come to the front side of the legs. Moving on up, we have the front side of the body and also the front side of each arm. Now, of course, the front side of the legs is 12 by 8, the front side of the body is 12 by 8, and the front side of each arm is 12 by 4. However, the left side is 10 by 4 because it's 2 blocks shorter thanks to the hook. So moving down to the hook area, you can see the top of the hook is 3 blocks tall, and then the remaining part of the hook is 5 blocks. Heading over to the right side, of course, we have the big old claws hanging off the bottom of the hand. Underneath that is a 4x4, and that's going to make up the bottom side of the hand. Come around to the left side again, we got the left side of the leg, that's 12x4. Most of it is obstructed by the hook, but it is indeed there. Come around to the right side, once again 12x4. Most of it is obstructed by the claws, but again, it is indeed there. Come around to the left side of the arm, that's a 10x4. And then the remaining 3 blocks underneath it are part of the hook. Come around to the right side, this side is a 12x4. And of course, again, has a bunch of 3D effects coming off the side. Come around to the rear side with the rear side legs, that's 12 by 8. above that we have the rear side of the body, which is 12 by 8, and the rear side of each arm, which is 12 by 4, just like before. Claws on left side, hook on right side. The final side, which is of course the top side, the shoulders, is going to be 16 by 4. Again, very plain, very simple, but that is kind of intentional. So once you've done that, and you have made sure that everything has gone to plan, it's looking like that, you're now ready to move on to the head. For the head, most of the blocks are going to be red concrete. There is going to be a bunch of small little details, so please do, again, pay attention. So starting off, we're going to start at the front side. We're going to come to the top left corner, this one right here. We're going to come to the 5th block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this block. Place 1 red concrete and bring it 4 forwards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. On the right side, again, we're going to head over and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block, place a red concrete, bring it 4 forwards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we're going to do is extend it backwards 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exact same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 block overhang on the rear side, 4 block overhang on the front side. Go ahead and join the rear side together by placing 6 blocks in the middle. That will give you an 8 by 2 overhang on the rear side, as you can see right here. What we're also going to have to do later on is extend it forwards, just so there's not this gap in between. In terms of the front side, go ahead and join that together as well by placing 4 rows of 6, and that will give you a 4 by 8 overhang. Also, this is probably a good opportunity just to fill the middle area in as well. So what this is currently is a 10 by 8 rectangle. We're going to extend it further forwards as well. So come back around to the front side. As you can see, currently a 4 by 8 overhang. What we're then going to do is leave 1 block, place 6 red concrete, leave 1 block, and we're going to repeat that. So again, that's 1 block gap, 6 red concrete, leave 1. We're then going to repeat this again, so we're going to leave 1 block, place 4, leave 1 block, again, leave 1 block, place 4, leave 1 block, and then the final one, we're going to leave 1 block, place 2, and leave 1 block. And it ends up giving you a shape that looks like that. So that is 4 rows of 8, 2 rows of 6, 2 rows of 4, and 1 row of 2. And that is the front side. Now this, of course, majority is going to be taken up by the jaw, but what we're going to do first is come around to the left side, as we're going to start on the left side. So, starting off, the head is going to be 11 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide, if you're not including the jaw area. We're not going to worry about that for now. So starting off, we're going to come to the bottom left corner, and we're going to place a row of 5 red concrete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the second row. We're then going to go back to the bottom left corner, punch out this 1 block, and again, that's just to give it a bit more shape. In terms of the third layer, we're going to place 2 red concrete. The fourth layer, we place 1 red concrete, and for the next layer, which is the 5th layer, we're going to place 8 red concrete. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this should come in line with the normal standard 2 block overhang we have on the statues. Next row we're going to place is going to be 7 red concrete and 1 terracotta, and we're going to repeat that twice more. So again, that is 7 red concrete and 1 terracotta. And then for the final 3 layers, we're going to place 8 red concrete. So again, for the final 3 layers, that being layer 10, or layer 9, 10, and 11, we place 8 red concrete. And it ends up looking something like this. Now, in terms of this jaw area, we're going to grab ourselves our quartz stairs. On the second layer, next to this red concrete, we're going to place 4 quartz stairs facing into it. So in fact, we're going to extend this 1 block out. So currently it's 5 red concrete, we'll place 1 more, so 6 red concrete, and then 4 quartz stairs facing into it. What we're then going to do is mirror this. So on the top side, next to this red concrete here, we're going to extend out 2 to the right using terracotta, and we're going to place 4 upside down quartz stairs above it in line with the lower jaw, as you can see right there. What we're also going to do is above this terracotta here, we're going to place 1 more, so it links the other terracotta, and that's going to link in with the front side of the jaw. For now, should look something like this. What we're next going to do is go around to the right side and repeat the exact same pattern. So, heading round, again, we're going to start off by doing the same. So we come to the bottom right corner, we're going to place 6 red concrete, then punch out the bottom right corner like so. For the third layer, we place 2 red concrete. Fourth layer, we place 1. And for the next layer, the 5th layer, we're going to place 8. Like so. On top of this, we're going to place 3 layers of 7 red, 1 terracotta. So again, that's 7 red, 1 terracotta. And that's going to be for our 6th, 7th, and 8th layers. And then for our 9th, 10th, and 11th layers, we're going to place simply 8 red concrete. Now, currently, should be looking like this. Again, if you want to pause, more than welcome to do so. And in terms of the teeth, same logic applies. We place 4 quartz teeth on the bottom half, all facing towards the red concrete at the back. We're then going to extend the upper half out 2 blocks using terracotta, and repeat the exact same pattern on the upper half using upside down quartz stairs. Above this 1 terracotta here, we're going to place 1 more, just so it links up with this one here. And again, that is the right side, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Now, we have the left side and the right side. What we're going to do is start bringing it together at the front side to produce the jaw. So, matching what we've done on the bottom, we're going to go out diagonal from this terracotta here. So we come to the front side, this terracotta here, we're going to go out diagonal, bring it 1 forwards, out diagonal, 1 forwards, and then what we're going to do is bring it in diagonal like so. Repeat this on the right side, so we're going to go diagonal, forwards, and then diagonal, and it should link up and form a shape that looks like this. Now on top of this, we're going to add another layer. So what we do is in between the terracotta here, we're going to build across, should I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in front of this, we're going to leave 1, place 6 terracotta, leave 1. In front of that, we're going to leave 1, place 4, leave 1, place 4, leave 1. Next layer, leave 1, place 2, leave 1, and then the final layer, leave 1, place 2, and leave 1. It gives you, again, a shape that looks like this. So we've got the outer jaw and then the upper part. And the upper part is going to continue up going into the face. And then below this, we're going to add all the teeth. So below and above, what we're going to do is on the bottom side, we're going to have our quartz stairs on each edge. So we do all the way around like a perimeter shape like that, using quartz stairs, and they're all facing towards the rear side of the head. We then repeat this on the upper jaw. So underneath each terracotta, we're going to have a quartz stair facing backwards. And again, just follows around the perimeter and the edge of the jawline. So currently, you have the upper jaw and the lower jaw. Now, in terms of this block at the end here, we're going to place 2 black concrete on top of it like so. And that's going to act as the nose. And what we're also going to do is grab our wooden buttons again and just randomly place them. So you can, what I'll do is I'll just place the same pattern as what the original design had, and you can copy it. Again, it's basically impossible to explain, or it'll take forever. So we'll come to the second area, second block, third area, first and second, and then on the upper part above, on each edge, and 1 like so. So that's the left side, and again, it's really difficult to explain, so I guess I'll just build them and give you guys an opportunity to pause. And then come around to the right side, underneath the nose, to right of the nose, to right of that, and then below. And then we're also going to place 1 to the top right corner, like so. So again, it's a bit random, a bit spontaneous, a bit all over the place. You don't have to keep them to the exact same place. If you want to make it 100% accurate, then again, you're more than welcome just to pause. Now, in terms of the actual face itself, what we're going to do is come up to this section here. Next is terracotta. We're going to leave a gap, so the first 2 layers we'll leave for now. Next is red concrete. We're going to place 2 terracotta, 2 red concrete, 2 terracotta, and underneath the 2 red concrete in the middle, we're going to place a 2x2 of terracotta. Now, in these 2x2 gaps that are left, this is where the eyes are going to be. So in the bottom right corner of the left side, we're going to place 1 orange concrete. And what we're going to do is, in fact, indent this. So we indent 2 black concrete on either side, like so. And then on the upper sides, we place again 1 black concrete on the lower bottom right corner on the left side, and the lower bottom left corner on the right side, we're going to place orange concrete. Now below the eyes, we're going to indent again 2 terracotta, just so there's not a gap in the middle, as you can see like so. And then above this, we're going to place 2 rows of 6 red concrete, and that'll bring you all the way up to the top and give you something that looks like this. Now again, just to keep it consistent with the snout or the nose, and also on the hook, we're going to grab ourselves our wooden buttons. On the left side, place 1 there, bottom left corner of the middle, and then the top right corner of the eyebrow area right there. So just place simply 3, and that is the front side of the face complete. Now what we're going to do is come around to the rear side next. So let's head round. It's simply a case of just matching up. So we're going to do 11 layers of 6. First layer is already done, so we're just going to do 10 layers of 6, I guess. and that'll bring you all the way up to the top. It'll be a solid area of red concrete. It doesn't really matter because, again, we're just looking to fill it in. In terms of the top area, once again, just fill it all in using red concrete. And then that leaves us pretty much just with the top of the head and also the mouth. So, just to recap what we've done so far, I'll do a little spin around. We got the basic head. So we got the mouth / jaw area, which is an extension. We got the left side of the head, which is in an 11 by 8 area, as you can see. We got the rear side of the head, once again, an 11 by 8 area. And the right side of the head, once again, an 11 by 8 area. So in terms of the actual sides of the heads, we need to add some 3D effects. So what we're going to do is, of course, start adding them. So coming around to the left side, we're going to come to this terracotta area right here. Next to the top terracotta, we're going to place 1 red concrete, below it 2, below it 3, and then below that 1. So it gives you a shape that looks like this. We're going to double it up, so we come to the row behind it, and we're going to do the exact same pattern. And we do this on both sides. So we're going to come around to the right side. Next to this first terracotta, the top one, we place 1, underneath it 2, underneath that 3, and underneath that 1. And again, we come behind it, and we double it up like so. So that's the first step, and what that does is adds kind of like the sticky out fur to the sides, just gives it a bit more shape and also a bit more detail. Now, similar to what we did on the arm before, we're going to grab ourselves our grey concrete, come to the left side, and hanging off of this red concrete right here, we're going to go down diagonal on the front side, to left one, down to left, and then for the next one, we're going to come to the, or we'll set this back one, so it'll be on the second one. So again, same pattern, down diagonal, to left, down to left. And on the third tooth, or second from right, we're going to place a grey concrete. And then we're also going to go up diagonal to the left, like so. So again, just small little details. We're going to repeat this on the right side, this time slightly different. So we come around to the right side, and from the red concrete right here, the top right corner, we're going to go up diagonal. If I can place the blocks, that would be great. There we go. What we're then going to do is look inside on, in line with this, so right here, we're going to go to the right one, up one, punch out that block, and as you can see, it connects diagonally in the corner, like so. What we're then going to do is go forwards one, to the right one, down one, punch out these 2 blocks, and again, it gives you a similar shape. We'll go up one, in fact, and from here, we're going to go to the right one, punch out that block, down one, and to the right. So again, a small kind of complicated little formation of shapes. And then underneath this, we come to the red concrete right here. We're going to place 1 grey concrete, and then we're going to do another one of these kind of tricky diagonal corners. And then we go down one, and it ends up looking something like this. So again, that's the right side, and then the left side looks like this. So if you look at it right now from the front perspective, it looks like this. And again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. What we're going to work on now is adding the detail on the top side of the head, which includes the ears and also the other details. So starting off, we're going to come to the front left corner. We're going to work on the left ear first. So we're going to grab ourselves our polished andesite. And on the second block in, we're going to place 1 polished andesite. We're going to go up 1. And then to the right of this, we're going to place a 2x2 of terracotta. So let me grab my terracotta onto my hotbar. So we place a 2x2 of terracotta. We're then going to place 2 red concrete, go up 1, to the right 1, and then 1 polished andesite. Now below the terracotta, we're going to place 2 red concrete, so it looks like this. And we're then going to go around to the rear side of the ear, and we're going to essentially match up the pattern. So everything we've done on the front side will match up with the rear side, apart from the terracotta. So in terms of the terracotta, in the top left corner, we're going to place 1 polished andesite. In the remaining area, we're going to place red concrete. So it looks like this from the rear side. We're then going to go back round to the front side and punch out the top right corner of the terracotta. And as you can see there, now it should be 1 polished andesite exposed. So that's the left ear complete. Again, that's 2 blocks thick. That's the front side. And then this is the rear side. Now, in terms of the right ear, we're going to come to the second block in just like before. We're going to go up 2 using red concrete. And then just like before, we place a 2x2 of red terracotta. And next to that, 2 red concrete. From here we go up and to left twice, and underneath we place 2 red concrete. And what we're going to do is, just like before, go around to the rear side, but this time we're going to use solid red concrete instead of using any terracotta or polished andesite. As you can see, that's the rear side. And then we go back round to the front side, and the bottom right corner we punch out, and again expose one red concrete. So right now that's the left ear and the right ear. Now in terms of the actual part in the middle, the little 3D effect, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the front side. In between the ear, on the second layer, we're going to grab ourselves our iron bars, and we're going to place 1 iron bar, 1 grey concrete, leave a 1 block gap, 1 grey concrete, and 1 iron bar. Now above the iron bar, we're going to place another grey concrete. It's a bit tricky. Then we're going to leave a 3 block gap, and above the iron bar, again, on this side, 1 grey concrete, up 1, and to the left 1. So that is the first side. Now in terms of the rear side, what we're going to do is in between the 2 grey concretes here, we're going to place 1 grey concrete, but again indented. Above that we place 1 iron bar, and to the right of that we place an iron bar, and we're going to go up 1, and it ends up looking something like this. Now again, it's a bit random, but that's kind of following the pattern of what it looks like in game. If you go back round to the front side, it should end up looking like that. Now again, brief opportunity to pause before we move on to the final stage of the video, which is the inside of the mouth. The inside of the mouth is pretty simple, but easy to mess up. So what we're going to do is go actually inside the mouth, of course. We're going to start off by grabbing ourselves some pink carpet. Probably should have grabbed that at the start of the video. You could use pink wool, but it's easier to use pink carpet. And place a solid layer of pink carpet in the bottom layer of the mouth. So covering all this red concrete, we're going to place pink carpet. I was about to say pink concrete, pink carpet. And we're going to do this all the way until we hit the rear wall of the head. What we're then going to do is grab ourselves our pink wool, and we're going to repeat the process. Of course, we can't use carpets, but we will actually use pink wool this time in the upper jaw of the mouth. Try not to do what I keep on doing. I've done this so many times in this video, which is trash the blocks you've already placed, but just go in line with the terracotta, so just above the quartz stairs, the layer above, go ahead and place a layer of pink wool. And what this will do is get rid of the issue which we have here, which is where the inside of the head is visible, and it will give us a solid layer, and we can go ahead and place a lot more teeth, because of course there is a lot more teeth. So it ends up looking something like this. Now the next step we're going to do requires our magenta terracotta, and this is again a bit tricky, but shouldn't be too difficult. So what we're going to do is, coming on the outside, we're going to place on the bottom half 3 magenta, and above that we place 4, so we extend 1 block to the side, and it ends up looking like this from the outside. Now if you come into the statue, feel free to replace this row of pink carpets underneath, and essentially you have a 4x3 rectangle. We'll do the exact same on this side, so we'll just do it from inside because it's easier. So we do 3 layers of 4 magenta, and again from the outside it ends up looking like this. Now in terms of the actual inside of the mouth, what we're going to do is link them together. So in the rear side, we're going to punch out a row of 4 carpets, link them together like so, and this gives us kind of the rear side, or the rear end of the mouth. Now from here, we're going to lay out a bunch more teeth, as I mentioned. So we're going to look away from the rear side, as if we're looking out of the mouth, and we're going to keep our eyes in the 2 middle blocks. So we're going to leave 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block, we're going to punch out the first 2 blocks and place 2 quartz stairs facing towards the rear of the mouth. From here, we're going to go diagonal to left and diagonal to right, and punch solid lines backwards until we hit this point here, so basically punching out 5 blocks in total. On these lines, again, we're just going to place quartz stairs facing towards the rear of the mouth. Make sure you copy the exact same on the top side of the mouth, so we have our 2 quartz stairs in the middle, and then we extend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So again, 5 teeth on the bottom, 5 teeth on the top, and for the final row, what we're going to do is we're going to leave 1, and in the middle we're going to place 2 like this. So again, you need to punch out the carpet, so 2 on the bottom row, 2 on the top, again facing towards the rear of the mouth, and once you've done that, that is the inside of the mouth complete. Also, it's a bit of a pain to get out of here, but we'll just fly out, and at an angle you'll see there is a ton of teeth inside. But again, it's pretty difficult for me to explain. It's pretty much just for you guys to look at and kind of copy. Again, very self-explanatory in the sense that there's a 3 block gap, 2, and then diagonal 5, and then gap, and then 2 in the middle. So that is the mouth. And with that said and done, that is the statue complete. So hopefully you should have something which looks like this. That once again is Twisted Foxy from the Twisted Ones book. And again, credit where credit is due to RedXPhones and _Deadpool_ for the design. Really, really awesome design. I'll leave their information down in the description. But apart from that, really do thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys made it all the way to the end. Apologies if my voice sounded at all drony or anything throughout this. Kind of feel like it did, but I'm recording this super late at night, really tired, and my voice is just, I don't know what's up with my voice. It's really bad recently. So again, hopefully it's not too bad, but I feel like it might be. But if you're seeing this, it probably wasn't bad enough for me to completely scrap. So yeah, apart from that, if you liked it, again, the like button's there. If you disliked it, the dislike button is right next to it. If you're into this kind of content, definitely consider subscribing and checking out my other videos. I've done pretty much every FNAF character out there, apart from Mango, of course, for obvious reasons. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name is Tom or Gummy, and goodbye. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through.